We will get started in about 2 minutes, but we are going to start with a little bit of music while you are here. So go ahead and get comfortable because this is going to be a panel discussion like you have never, ever experienced. All right, the song is about ready to go off. In case you did not hear it, it was Jill Scott, Living My Life Like It's Golden. So I saw a thumb go up already. So I don't know if it was because you heard the song or you were here and you're excited about what we're going to talk about. But either way, thank you for the thumbs up.
Thank you so much. I was giving a thumbs up for the name of the song, but actually I couldn't hear anything. It might be a problem with my end.
And I'm sure a lot of other people were nodding their heads saying that they couldn't hear it. But yes, thank you for acknowledging just the title alone. So the importance of what you call something has relevance to this conversation. Hence, the omnipresence of Black joy. Greetings, everyone. My name is Chris Omni, and welcome to the Omnipresence of Black Joy. It is 3 o'clock, and I like to honor your time and honor your presence and patience with us. So we are going to start right now and start on time so that we can get out of here on time as well. I would like to begin with a grounding session in which I always do this with our mentees and in my other speaking engagements, where we simply engage in breath work, where we're able to close our eyes if you feel comfortable. And if you don't feel comfortable, leave your eyes open, and we are simply going to breathe together, letting this collective breath represent the unity that is in this space, the people who are here to recognize the voice and agency of Black women, and for everyone in 2023. We shall now breathe for them. And we also breathe for those who did not make it out of 2022. Collectively, we breathe. Thank you. So since we don't have a lot of time, because I could take up the entire 50 minutes, because this is such an exciting topic, I am going to turn it over to our panelists and let them introduce themselves, as well as tell a little bit about you, what year you are. We are all here from FSU, so I'll throw that out there in case you didn't realize that. But go ahead, and I'm gonna start with Teya. Let us know a little bit about you, please.
Hello, my name is Teya Moseley. I am a second year at Florida State University. My major is clinical professions, and I have the hopes of becoming a dermatologist. Some things about me is I really love Marvel movies. That's a fun fact. What really interested me in this research was just being able to be a part of something that took the initiative to combine Black and joyful. I feel like often we don't see that coming together. We usually see like more of a negative narrative. And yeah, I just wanted to be a part of something that would change the way that we view the world.
Thank you so much. Simone, tell us a little bit about you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Simone Eloi, and I'm a second-year junior majoring in biomedical engineering. Since we're talking about our little niches, I'm obsessed with DC comics. So she might like Marvel, but I've got about 7 Batman comics hiding in my closet. One reason that I joined this research program, research project, was for the fact that I think character traits are a big role in who you are and who you aspire to be. And I personally like to identify with the character trait joy. So the fact that the whole research is based off the omnipresence of joy, that's really what drew me in. I was hooked from the very first time Ms. O told me about the description of what we're doing here. So I've been on board and excited to get going since then.
Great. Yes, thank you so much. Michelle, tell us a little bit about you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Michelle Gunn, and I'm also a second year at Florida State University, majoring in international affairs with a concentration in public administration. One little niche about me, I love animation and all of its facets, whether it be adult animation, anime, children's cartoons. I'm obsessed. I've been watching it my whole life. And what drew me to the Omnipresence of Black Joy was just that amongst all of the other research projects in the database that we had the chance to be a part of, nothing felt quite as personal and nothing quite connected to me like this project. Having the chance to redefine the image of not only Black men, but Black women as well, just really resonated with me. And I knew it was something that I wanted to be a part of.
Lovely, lovely. I love hearing these answers. I mean, just answers alone are giving me joy, and we haven't even really started diving in. So Ashley, please share.
Hello, my name is Ashley Powell. I am 18 years old and a sophomore at Florida State University. I am studying psychology and I really love to read. I love animation movies. I just love all of it. And what really drew me to the Omnipresence of Black Joy project was just the idea of Blackness being the center of it. The idea of Black women being shown in such like a beautiful light was just something I knew I had to be a part of.
Are y'all feeling this? Everybody in the audience, I hope you're feeling this, because this is about to set the tone for what we're going to talk about for the next 45 minutes. Hopefully you had a chance to watch the 10-minute preview of the last panel discussion, which was a part of an international dialogue with London. And the panelists on that discussion were probably around the age of 45 to 55. So now we're going to bring this down and make it not only an international discussion, but also an intergenerational discussion about Black joy. And you heard a lot of the students talk about this being a research project. Every last one of them are members of the Yara program. Yara stands for Undergraduate Research Opportunity Program at Florida State University. And I am a doctoral candidate in the art education department, and obviously put it together. My research is about Black joy, and specifically Black joy in green spaces. And what you saw in that 10-minute promotion was a brief video about the 6 pillars of Black joy. Today, we're going to reintroduce those 6 pillars. Hopefully we'll have a chance to get through all 6, but if not, we're definitely going to get through 2 of them. Hopefully more than that, but we're definitely going to get through 2 of them. And you're going to hear directly from our future. You're going to hear directly from research mentees who will become researchers in their field. And these are young Black women who understand the value of a conversation around Black joy. Since this is an academic setting, I need you to understand that our work is deeply rooted in actually probably a blend of 2 or 3 theorists. Anybody ever heard of Dr. Dillard? Yes, somebody, I hear and see head nods. So Dr. Dillard created the Endarkened Feminist Epistemology. From that framework, I've also blended in work from womanism. So has anybody ever heard of womanism? Yes. And specifically, not just looking at Alice Walker, but looking at Layli Maprian's theory of luxocracy, which means ruled by light. And pretty soon at the end, I'll get into the methodology that we're using for our research this semester, which is a new one called Endarkened Narrative Inquiry. And I recently discovered this, recently as in 2021, and it was by McClish Boyd, and I might end up butchering her last name, but Bhattacharya. If I butchered it, I apologize, but you can look up Endarkened Narrative Inquiry. So both of these combined together for this dialogue in an academic setting. So let's dive in. What is Black joy? Black joy is a statement. Black joy is a stride. Black joy is permission. Black joy is pride. Black joy is a form of resistance, and Black joy is a form of rest. Black joy is anything and everything you need it to be, because truly, Black joy is the best. We're going to start with pillar number 1, Simone, we're going to start with you. What is your Black joy statement?
So my Black joy statement is that I see Black joy as a reward. Despite everything that goes on around us and the difficult tasks of life or just the overwhelming tasks of life, I feel like choosing to be joyful throughout whatever you're in is a reward to yourself. For me personally, I know that is by connecting with nature. I know that if I've had a stressful day as a STEM major, had a hard class, that my first thought is to reward myself with a day at the park or just somewhere in nature where I can sit and just relax and enjoy the surroundings around me. I know that my mom always taught me to feel grounded while being outside. So that's kind of what I go and choose to do whenever I want to reward myself, regardless of the situations around me.
And y'all can see that connection right there, right? If I'm doing Black joy in green spaces and she was already connected to being grounded and being with Mother Earth, beautiful connection. Thank you so much, Simone. Teya, what is your Black joy statement for the audience?
Black joy to me is really just love. And I feel like I encompass that the most when I'm at my kitchen cooking with my family and my friends, and we just get to share those moments together with just forming something new that we'll be able to then eat together. Yeah.
So I like the conversation of nourishment for our bodies as well as our souls. Good answer. Thank you. Ashley, talk to us.
Black joy to me is peace, just finding peace within yourself, finding peace within the decisions that you make, just finding peace anywhere you can find it. For me, that's, taking time to rest, taking time to calm myself, whether that's reading or just taking time to myself or watching a candle burn, just anything I can do to bring myself peace.
And I want to dive into candle burning. So I have mine right here. I don't know, y'all can't smell it, but it's here. This pine is giving me life. All right, thank you so much. Michelle, what is your Black joy statement?
To me, my Black joy statement is just being my most authentic, Blackest self. Oftentimes, like being in a predominantly white university, just my presence is a statement in and of itself. So just being able to be me, to accept all facets of my personality and accept that I am Black. There's nothing wrong with that. And Black is beautiful, I feel like is my Black joy statement.
So I'm hearing love and I'm hearing beauty and peace and grounding and nourishment. So this is an interactive panel discussion. So I'm going to turn the camera over to you. Not really, but you know what I mean. So in the chat, if you are one of my brothers or one of my sisters, please type in your Black joy statement because we want to hear from you. And if you do not identify as Black, but you really just could resonate with some of the words that were shared, please type that in the chat because we want to be able to interact with you through these various pillars of Black joy. If you don't feel like typing, you know what you have to do. You got to dance. So put a song in your head, give me a little groove. This is about a 10-second. I'm the only one dancing right now. I don't see shoulders. Yes, I see a little head. Thank you. Thank you. I see you, Shanita. Yes, I see the wave. Let's go. There we go, Jeff. Thank you. Kalia, I see it. Come on now. Yes, Rennie. Thank you. Everybody's grooving. See, there's that. Simone, you see that dance? Woo! Okay. We're going to get back to that. Yes. So pillar number 2, if we have Black joy as a statement, number 2 is Black joy as a stride. We just tend to move different when we have joy in our life. And to be students at a predominantly white institution, you just got to move different. And it just feels good to be in a space that welcomes and honors that within the omnipresence of Black joy. So I'm going to go back to the panelists. And for Black joy as a stride, the video showed a slow motion approach to stride. Working on this PhD in art education, I love visual narratives. So the conversation in the video was a permission to slow down. So to you, let's go with Ashley. How do you slow down as a student at FSU?
Well, as you just kind of talked about, being a student is a stride. You have to be moving all the time. You have things to do. It's really hard to kind of just bring yourself down to earth. And like I said, with my, Black Joy statement being peace, just being around myself, being able to give myself the permission to calm down, because I feel like as Black women, we often don't give ourselves that permission to just allow ourselves to be, and I think giving myself that permission just makes it real for me, makes my goals seem more attainable. So, yeah.
And that's a nugget that a lot of people need to hear, especially as students. Deadlines, expectations, papers, community service. It's okay to press pause. So thank you for giving us that permission. Teya, what about you?
Yes, as a student, especially as a STEM major, it's always something to do. Like it's always another task you need to complete. So when I just want to slow down, I really just focus on self-care. One of my favorite things to do is probably do my hair. I don't know, it's really just time for me to be with myself and take care of myself. And yeah.
See, now y'all see what's going on right here. Yesterday, my hair had 3 strands. Today it has 4 strands. My hair will probably change 3 times this week alone, because that is a place of joy and the ability to slow down. And I'm seeing head nods. So I think you tapped into something right there. Thank you for sharing that as a permission to slow down and let it be your hair. There's a joyful space in hair. There's plenty of research around Black women and hair as well. So thank you for that. Simone.
I think my Black Joy stride is intentionality. Like Teya mentioned, I am also a STEM major. So, and as Ashley was saying, I am always on the go. It's kind of hard for there to be a moment where I don't have a deadline to meet, or I don't have something to study for. So I feel like being intentional with my time and how I want to go about taking a moment, like understanding that I might be busy, but taking a scheduled time of like an hour to go to a park or something. Or I know the homework has to get done, but it doesn't mean the homework has to get done in the library. I can go outside. I can hang out by the little patio by the library. I can still get everything I need to get done while also maintaining the fact that I'm going out of my way to make sure I can feel at peace with the rambunctious life that I live.
And once again, that conversation of nature, that in and of itself is another panel discussion of what we can learn in green spaces. And Rennie, I see your head nodding. So you understand how green spaces are not just pedagogical spaces, but also spaces of healing and restoration. So thank you for nodding your head, Rennie. And Simone, thank you for opening the door for that conversation. All right, Michelle, let's go to you.
So for me, Black Joy as a stride, I take it very literally. My mind just transports me to walking across campus, getting from one place to another, either going to class or returning from class. It's just one of the only times where you really get to just be and be present in our environment. Me personally, I always have my headphones in as I'm walking, and it allows me that time to just be with my music and, move back and forth and just take in everything around me. Florida State's campus has these huge trees. We have so many cats across campus, the most friendliest squirrels I've ever seen in my life. The only squirrels I know that will go up to you. And it's just something to, like, as you're walking and just taking in everything from class, or just, preparing yourself to go home, just taking that time to be present and, like Simone was saying, be intentional in everything that you do. I think to me that represents Black Joy as a stride.
And there's something that you mentioned where I don't know if anybody else heard it, but she said she has her headphones on. And I gotta know, what are you listening to?
Well, recently all I've been listening to is SZA's SOS. Like, since it's come out, that's the only thing I've listened to. When it ends, I put it back on. Like, it's just something about that album that just speaks to me as a young Black woman that it's inexplainable.
And I'm seeing other head nods. Feel free to throw in the chat what it is about SOS, because I haven't heard it yet. And who's this by again?
SZA.
SZA. So
Mhm.
I see so many head nods about SZA. And so I think I'm gonna go ahead and take this opportunity in case SZA ever sees this, because here's my philosophy. We have not because we ask not. SZA, if you're watching this panel discussion, we have Black research mentees who are interested in incorporating your work, and we would love to have you come to Tallahassee and perhaps do something with us, just dropping that in your spirit. Okay. All right, so we've gone through all 4 of the panelists. Black Joy is a statement, Black Joy is a stride. So now we're going to open up the chat once again, and please type in how you give yourself permission to slow down. If you choose not to type, what must you do? Dance. Let's go. Oh, old school dance. I see it. Yes. We hit the sprinkler. I saw it. Yes. And I know Jeff likes to dance. Yes, yes. Get your dance on. Oh, I love shoulders. Yes, I see head nod. Antoine, I see head nod. Yes, come on. Go ahead. I see you, Rennie. I see you. Oh, we're hitting old school. Come on. And I'm reading in the chat, so continue to dance, but I'm loving this. Walking and running as permission, to simply slow down. I honor my rest practice. Yes, team nap ministry. I incorporate that into my research completely. Walking along the river. Yes, thank you. So, quick little moment to come back. Let's recenter, because we could do these dance breaks and these interactive discussions all day long, but I do want to get to at least one more before we do an academic intermission break. So we have Black Joy as a statement, Black Joy is a stride. Now we have Black Joy is permission. I'm gonna bring my excited voice down just a little bit. I don't know how much I can bring it down because I am excited about this work. But I want to know, since I am close to 50 and I offer different permissions from this lens, I would like to know what permission you would like to offer to other undergraduate students who may eventually watch this panel discussion. Because I think it's important for them to not only hear from the older generation, but also to hear from their own peers. So what permission do you want to grant them around this conversation of Black joy? Michelle, we ended with you, but I want to start with you this time.
I think just the permission to be okay with not being okay. I think that's like one of the biggest lessons I've learned just from my, 2 years at Florida State, that it's okay to like not have everything figured out, to not have everything like so neatly put together. I think especially as Black people, especially college educated Black people, we see the success that we want, and as soon as we get to college, we're just like running towards that goal. But I think permission to just, be okay with that you're not there yet, that there's going to be, side steps and mistakes that you're going to make along the way that may, delay that goal, but that's always okay. We're young, we're not supposed to have everything figured out, but I think there's an extra layer of fear of failure for young Black people, because I feel like we take so much on our shoulders. So I think just what I would tell other young undergraduates, it's okay to not be okay. Give yourself permission and give yourself grace to just, being okay with being young and immature and making mistakes. That's what you're supposed to do.
I'm holding myself right now because I love that you're saying this. And what are you, 20? 19, 20?
19.
19. You had head nods from the majority of the people on this screen. And I don't know if everybody, is anybody 19? Everybody over 19? Just a little over 19. So you have touched on something about, I think it's a conversation also of mental health, that it's okay not to be okay. And I love the fact that you are speaking to your generation. It's not as if I'm saying in this semi-parental state or an other mother type of state that, you know what, it's okay not to be okay. Because then they can turn it around and say, well, you've already made it to almost 50, so of course you can say that. So I appreciate your honesty and vulnerability of giving us that answer. And it's a permission that I think we all need to hear. I know I needed to hear it. So thank you for that. Ashley, I'm gonna turn it over to you. What is your permission?
You know, as you were saying, we're like 18 to 22-year-olds. We don't know too much about the world yet, but I think that it's great to just see how destigmatized the mental health, like our attention to mental health is being, especially within, you know, young Black students in college right now. It's, I think, that permission to give yourself a moment to breathe, give yourself the grace, like Michelle was saying, of balance, you know, just allowing yourself to have that. Because a lot of the time we're on that thing of, you know, our parents gave us this place, we need to work hard for it, we need to keep going for it, we need to keep working for it. And yes, that's so important, and our goals are important, but I think giving ourselves the permission to just be present, giving ourselves the permission to be around our friends, you know, be around our support groups, be around ourselves. I think it's just so important to let yourself rest and to let yourself, you know, give yourself that time.
And I don't know if everybody heard that, but she was like, be around your peers, but also be around yourself. So that state of, oh, I think I went to church on that one. I saw a lot of this because her comment, what I received from it was that it's okay to pause the demands that are coming at you. It's okay to say no to the other people who are trying to take some of your time. And it could be a very honest place of wanting to spend time with you, but give yourself permission to spend time with yourself. It is not being, it's not being greedy. It is really an act of self-restoration, self-preservation, and it's a thing to be cherished and honored. So at the age of 19, 20, wherever you are, Ashley, thank you for giving voice to that. And before I turn it over to Teya to answer, I want everybody to think about the power of this field, the field of narrative inquiry, the field of autoethnography, and the ability to be transparent and the ability to be vulnerable in these spaces. This is what we're doing, even though we're talking about Black joy, and it's a wonderful, wonderful research area, that there's still sometimes pain that comes up in these discussions. And I know, just listening back and forth between Michelle and Ashley about the conversation of mental health, I think about my own story and my own journey, and knowing that I'm not alone in dealing with issues of mental health. So once again, thank you for transparency and vulnerability, and bringing up a topic that we all need to address. So thank you for that. Teya.
Yes, I fully agree with Michelle and Ashley. I feel like this is something that I'm learning currently. Like, it's okay not to have it all together or to honestly know what you're doing at all. I'm only 19 and I'm seeing that I want to know what's going on, but I'm like, I have so much life ahead of me. I'm learning that it's better for my mental to just take it one step at a time. Yeah, I'm also learning that I have the permission to put myself first. Often I want to just make sure everything's going right. Like Ashley said, I think about, you know, your parents, you know, they expect so much from you, or like you feel like you have to just fill those shoes that your parents have laid out for you. But sometimes it's just more important to put yourself first, and yeah, just work on that.
Permission of self. permission of self. That's another research paper. So we only have a semester left together, but y'all are giving us so much wealth and so many different directions that we could go for offshoots of Black joy. Mental health and Black joy, self-restoration and Black joy, nature and Black joy. So Teya, thank you. Thank you so much for that permission. And I love how you said that you just want to know everything, but right now it's okay just to know what you know and basically be in that space of learning and growing. So thank you for that. Simone.
I think my permission is I'm gonna go with the permission to be different. I feel like being an undergraduate student, we don't realize that high school 18 is very different from college 18. Like, I think that coming into college, I had this convoluted definition of who I was and what I thought I was. And like, I stood on it. I was like, I'm this kind of person. I fit in this kind of mold. But when you start adulting, oh, well, as Ashley likes to say, baby adulting, because we're not real adults yet. I haven't even hit 20. I've barely lived my life to be able to say that I'm a full adult yet. But I think a lot of undergraduate students aren't sure or aren't comfortable enough to like understand that they're still learning themselves. We're 19, 20-year-olds. Some people don't even find themselves till they're 60. So it's okay to be different from those around you. It's okay to process things differently. The same way that joy is viewed. We all had different explanations of what we view our Black joy statement is. There are different things among different people, and it's okay to just really sit in that and then also, learn as you go. Every lesson you learn isn't going to be the same as everyone's around you, but it's your personal lesson, and that's okay for it to be for you. At the end of the day, everyone is different. That's what makes the human experience a human experience. There's a lot of groups of different people with different perspectives. And if you don't give yourself the permission to be different from other people, I don't think you'll be able to live your life to the fullest.
Do y'all see how strong this team is? 19 and 20. Do you see how strong this team is? Woo! Let me take a moment to breathe, because y'all are making me very proud right here. And if you're reading the chat, they're loving what you're saying. You're getting hearts, you're getting thumbs up, you're getting love. So thank you so much for that. So we finished another pillar. We got two options. You know what to do. Either type your permission in the chat or dance. Or I would like to say do both. Put a song in your head and let's go. Give it to me. Yes, yes. I see you, Jeff. I see. Now there you go, Simone. I see it. I see it. There you go, Antoine. I see you. Come through. Yes, 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 Kalia. I see a little head nod. Yes. Come on, Rennie. I see that smile coming through. Let's go. Nelson, I see you shaking in the chair. Yes, yes. Thank you. This is an interactive space of love and joy. And Reagan, I saw that smile light up. Come on, baby. Yes. Thank you so very much. So I'm going to go ahead, keep on dancing. I'm going to read some of this. Your permissions to be fully yourself, to be, another repeat of being okay, not to be okay. Permission to make mistakes. Yes. Permission to self-permission. You better come on. I also love the sign in Shanita's background. Okay, wait a second. Where's Shanita's background? Let me see. Shanita, do me a favor real quick. Come off of mute and read it for me, because I can't see very well. I see joy.
It says, I am myself, I am whole, I am learning, I am letting go, I am free, I am talented and courageous, I am protecting my joy, I am brave, I am healing, I am loving myself unapologetically.
Yes, yes, this and this. And you know what? You said you are protecting your joy. You took me to church and you took me somewhere during this PhD program, because there was a time when I was ready to quit. There was a time where my joy became a negotiable. And I said, not today, Satan. I need to reclaim that space. So thank you. And that part at the end, unapologetic. All right, so, I easily get distracted when we're talking about joy. So let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. Thank you for the interaction in the chat. Thank you for the dance. And just to take a little bit of an academic break, that we are looking at, as I said, grounding our work in a blend of theories and one methodology in particular. But in this blend of theories, I've kind of combined the work of Alice Walker with Cynthia Dillard and Layli McBrien, and especially her theory of luxocracy. Luxocracy means ruled by light. And when I think about that, I think about the metaphors that she uses around gardening. So seeds of light, flower power, and fruits of change are the three pillars that she uses in her theory. So when I combined everything and I'm looking at the permissions granted through womanism, there's an ability to name, that there is this power in cultural identity and construction. And in order to honor that calling of Cynthia Dillard, Alice Walker, and Layli McBrien, I created what you're seeing now, which is Kujima Core. This is the initial cohort. This is the inaugural class that you're looking at and you're hearing right now. They are Europe students through FSU, but they are the inaugural cohort of Kujima Core. Kujima is a blend of Kwanzaa principles. So hopefully you're familiar with Kwanzaa. And if not, just briefly, it's an African-American celebration that we use to honor 7 principles. And within these 7 principles, I identify 3 to really land on the theory that informs our work of Black joy. Remember, ruled by light, so a joyful space. But the 3 principles that I used in conjunction with in darkened feminist epistemology as well as womanism is number 1, Kuji Chagalia. Kuji Chagalia, and I see some head nods, means self-determination. I see that in these faces for Michelle and Ashley and Teya and Simone. They are full-time students taking anywhere between 14 and 16 credit hours, engaged in community service, and they're involved in this Black joy research. So there's a space of self-determination to really expand this work and download it into ourselves. The second principle that I use within this work comes from Kwanzaa, which is Kumba. Kumba is a principle that means creativity. We use narrative inquiry, but more specifically, we're looking at endarkened narrative inquiry, a space for an honoring of Black women's voices, Black women's presence, a place where we are seen and valued and recognized. And it's a relatively new methodology. I think I discovered it in 2021. And ironically enough, it was published. The article, I can't make this up. The article was published on my birthday, December 14th. And I think it was 2020 is when it was published, but I discovered it in 2021. And so I just want to throw that out there. And the last pillar before we get back into our panel discussion is, so we have Kuji Chagalia, Kumba, and Ujima. Ujima stands for not stands for, but the principle is collective work and responsibility. And I think that's a very important element of the work that we do, because we are 5 Black women researching Black joy at a predominantly white institution. Predominantly white. Therefore, collective work and responsibility extends beyond the 5 of us. The conversation of Black joy extends beyond Black people. That in order to spread this message and to work on deconstructing some of the institutions that don't allow for this to exist, it is going to require Ujima. So that is how I came up with Kujima Core, and borrowing from those principles of Kwanzaa, as well as the theories and methodology of related to womanism, in darkened feminist epistemology, and in darkened narrative inquiry. So that was a mouthful. Let's get back to the fun. All right, so here we go. Black joy is a statement. Black joy is a stride. Black joy permission. Black joy is pride. So I don't know if we're going to be able to go to the other two, but at least we got to the main four. For pride, I want to know, give me something that you are extremely proud of that you accomplished this year. And I want everybody in the audience to deeply think about this question, because I have a group of Black women where every Tuesday we text one another, and it's called Toot Toot Tuesday. And for Toot Toot, it is giving yourself permission to toot your own horn. What did you do well? What was accepted? I mean, what type of programs did you start? What type of funding did you receive? How much rest did you get? Because that's a toot toot. Did your kids have a performance? Did they do really well? That's a toot toot. So to my young queens on the panel, just in case we don't go past this one, this is your chance to toot toot at the international level and let everybody hear your toot. Simone, toot toot, baby.
Toot toot. Okay. So I recently received my AA. So that's one of my big toot toots. I am officially in the College of Engineering as well, which was hard to do because I kind of had to get through all my weed out courses before I could like officially be able to say I'm a biomedical engineer. So that's big news. And then my other three is I've been really good at like making sure I'm okay. Like, fun fact for like college kids, 3 meals a day is difficult because like you're all over the place and stuff like that, and like sometimes you gotta go to the library and it's hard, but I've been very good at having like 3 whole meals a day, and I think that's something to toot my own horn for, because making sure I'm okay is also very important to everything else that I'm doing.
Oh, and I think that also represents a bridge to something Teya had talked about earlier around cooking. So since you're gonna bridge it, I'm gonna go ahead and double dutch with it. All right, Teya, talk to me.
Yes, so this past semester, I went into the semester thinking I'm gonna make all A's. I was very close to making all A's, so I will toot my horn for that. I made 1 B, but that blew my mind because I also wanted to just put my mental health first. Sometimes I wouldn't, but most of the time I definitely put my mental health first, and I still did good as far as academics. So yes.
Yes, toot toot. And I love it. And you're smiling the whole way and you're breathing. So there's balance in that. Thank you. Ashley, let's go to you. Toot toot.
Something I would toot toot about, well, I love academic validation as much as the next college student. You know, I was very happy with myself this semester, but I think something that I would want to toot toot with myself was just, you know, allowing myself to grow. I think just allowing myself to learn the lessons I needed to learn. And, you know, some of them might have been hard, some of them might have hurt, but it was something that needed to happen, especially for the new year. And I was so happy about it. And I think something that especially Black women will understand with our hair, I think something that I want to toot myself is just learning how to work with it and learning how to love it more. And just, you know, I think that was a really big thing for me this semester. So, yeah.
And these smiles are infectious. You're getting, everybody here with your answers, you're getting head nods, you're getting waves and hand claps and dances. Oh, this feels good. And Michelle, you were nodding your head to that answer. So I'm gonna bridge it on over to you. What is your toot toot?
My toot toot was just being able to balance everything this semester. I set out going into this semester, I wanted to be much more involved with just extracurriculars, as well as like increase my academic endeavors. So on top of joining the undergraduate research program, I also applied and got into the Global Scholars program, which I'm really excited about. I also should be studying abroad during spring break in London this semester, so that's really exciting. But just what Ashley was saying, just, being okay with making mistakes, oh, that's a toot because balancing everything was surely a mission. And I'm just glad that I managed to get through it this semester.
Uh, let me take a moment to sit and take this in and let y'all take it in. These brilliant young minds that had a moment to share through this international conversation called the Omnipresence of Black Joy. And for you to be here to bear witness to their truth, I thank you. I believe that what we just achieved today is going to be the fuel that we need for the semester and beyond. That you could have been anywhere for these last 50 minutes, but you selected our webinar, our Zoom, our panel, and you held space with us and for us. So I turn this around and I say thank you also to the panelists. I'm gonna come back to y'all, but thank you to the audience. Thank you for seeing the value in the work that we do and to get a first look at the mentees as we continue to grow over the next 2 or 3 years. And I'm starting to see a lot of information pop up on the chat. So feel free to keep on with your comments, but I still have that one last interaction. I need you to put your toot in the chat. You aren't gonna get off that easy. I wanna see your toot indeed. And if you're not gonna toot, what do you have to do? Dance. Let's go. All right. So I'm seeing chocolate hearts. I'm seeing gorgeous. I'm seeing absolutely agree. A truly holy moment. Oh, that was rich. That was rich. Thank you. Witnessing you all was Black Joy embodied for me. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Amazing presentation. I'm looking forward to hearing more about your achievements. Yes. Was promoted to full professor. Yes. Congratulations. Congratulations. Toot. Proud of my kids' first semester at FSU. Yes, an all-state course. Your toot presented here at the conference myself. You better. Yes. Keep on. To not work all through December holiday on my thesis. Facts. That's a toot. Defended my dissertation proposal and attended my daughter's holiday school performance. Yes, toot. All of it, keep it coming. So as we get ready to close out and we have 4 minutes left, I say thank you. I say thank you. And I appreciate this opportunity to introduce the team to the world and the world to the team. What we are doing is starting a collection of, actually, I should say, we're curating Black Joy experiences. We are conducting research on Black Joy. We're fusing art education into what we're doing by incorporating visual narratives. So we have started developing a website, and if somebody doesn't mind putting it in the chat, if you can remember the website, or I can type it in real quick, but it's blacktivatejoy.create.fsu.edu. So if one of the team members will put that in the chat, we are building out that website. We are starting to work on our Instagram page, and this is all tied to their research and their projects that they're going to work on this semester. So if you want to see them grow, you can see them grow in real time. And that's blacktivatejoy.create.fsu.edu. This is the inaugural cohort of Kujima Core, but we will be expanding. And if you have an interest on your campus to have us come and speak to your students and engage them in maybe a visual narrative inquiry or an embodied narrative performance or anything, a discussion about Black joy, we are here for that as well. So once again, we have not because we ask not. If you have a need and you understand the power of Kujima, which is collective work and responsibility, then let's spread the message of Black joy. I conclude with the way I started, and I ask that you join me in a closing breath. This time we are specifically breathing for those who no longer can. Some of us lost people in 2022. I lost my mom in 2016. I should say physically lost her. I spiritually have her, and she transitioned in 2016 from cancer. And she lived with joy and she died with joy. Because of her, I am here. One last collective breath. Inhale through our nose. Exhale through our mouth. My name is Chris Omni. This is Kujima Core, and we thank you. Be well.